My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This breakdown is brought to you by Premium Membership. Premium Membership brings you all sorts of betting and fantasy tools to help you make money. Things like exclusive 2, 3, and 4 leg parlays, betting calculators, parlay calculators, daily fantasy ownership projections, fighter salary rankings, and so much more. Check it out now at WeWantPicks.com. Scroll to the top and click Become a Member. And don't forget, we are giving away $50. All you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, we send you $50. Next up, at UFC London, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Jack Hermansson taking on a short notice Chris Curtis. Jack Hermansson is 22-7. 2-3 in his last 5, coming off the split decision loss to Sean Strickland. Chris Curtis is 29-8 overall, 5-0 in his last 5, riding a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. Jack lost his original opponent, Darren Till. So Chris Curtis stepped in. He's doing his best cowboy impression to save the day, jump in on short notice. Yet again, this is his 3rd fight on short notice. So yet again, coming in and hoping to repeat that success. Jack Hermansson is a great grappler. If he takes you down, he's pretty dominant from there. His striking is solid, but he's not going to be KOing anybody anytime soon. What I like about Jack is that he will stick to a game plan, and he will have success doing it. He took Shabazian down 3 times in a win, Marvin Vettori down twice in a loss, Jacare Souza 3 times in a win, and he's just not afraid to put himself in harm's way to get those takedowns and make something happen. What I don't like about Jack Hermansson is his takedowns. He's coming off that loss to Sean Strickland. He went 0 for 8 on takedown attempts in that fight. And, listen, the reality is Chris Curtis, we've broken him down 3 times already. I'm 1-2 in breaking him down. I picked against him in both his first 2 UFC fights, and I picked him to win in his last fight, and that happened. Skill-wise, he is solid. He's got solid boxing, improving takedown offense, very good takedown defense, solid power in his hands, and it comes from short, clean punches, and it catches people off guard. He works solid leg kicks, and solid's the key word here because he's pretty good everywhere. He'll touch up the body as well. He takes his time with his shots, but it's always moving. He's always moving his body to stay out of the way of something big and avoid some of those takedowns. We have seen him struggle with pure wrestlers, though, and we have seen him have some incredible success in the UFC against grapplers. He knocked out Brendan Allen, he knocked out Phil Hawes, and he just beat Rodolfo Vieira. This is his 4th fight in the UFC. He has only fought grapplers. He has not fought a single striker yet, which is pretty impressive. Anyway, I'm torn here. Jacob has been screaming from the mountaintops for 2 weeks now that you bet on Chris Curtis, and I jumped on it with you. I was like, yeah, you're right. It was right after he beat Rodolfo Rivera. And I was like, you're right. He just beat Rodolfo Rivera. Of course he's going to beat Jack Hermansson. That's the same guy, except Rodolfo's an even better grappler. So I jumped on that bet, and I do have a little bit of buyer's remorse. I'm starting to regret it, and it looks like the market is too, because now Chris Curtis is an underdog. When I think he opened as an underdog, shot to a huge favorite, and now he's back down to an underdog. And what makes me nervous is, yes, Chris Curtis defended. How many takedowns did he defend? He defended all of Rodolfo Vieira's takedowns. He defended them well. He landed some solid strikes. He looked okay, but he also was losing some of those striking exchanges against Rodolfo Rivera. And you could argue that the saving grace for him in that fight was an eye poke. And meanwhile, Jack Hermansson, yes, he went 0 for 8 in takedowns against Sean Strickland, but he landed some strikes. He won a round. Freaking Sal D'Amato, who we know is an incredible judge, gave Jack Hermansson that fight. So he's not necessarily clueless on his feet. Rodolfo Vieira was winning some of those striking exchanges. I am going to stick with Chris Curtis in this spot because, again, he did win a fight very similar to this, but there's a lot going against him. It's on another continent. It is short notice. He's coming off a 3-round fight. It was not an early knockout, a 3-round fight. There were eye pokes in that fight where the point deduction came from. So a lot stacked against Chris Curtis here. I'm going to stick with it because I already have the bet because Jacob bullied me into it. But I'm a little more nervous than I certainly was a week ago. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I still feel great about it. Until until a wrestler out wrestles Chris Curtis, my money is still going to continue to be on Chris Curtis versus these wrestlers. The difference is in this matchup, Jack is going to be the one wrestler that is actually, he's going to stick to that game plan, right? Because Brendan Allen did not stick to the game plan. Phil Halls did not stick to the game plan. Rodolfo, tried to stick to the game plan, but he will also strike. Jack is going to be all in on the takedowns, and this is going to be the first, I guess, real wrestling test for Chris Curtis. Obviously, I mentioned Rodolfo before as well, but the first real relentless wrestling from Jack. But as you mentioned for Jack, if this looks anything like the Sean Strickland fight, he is in big trouble because pillow-fisted clown Sean Strickland was touching him up. But if Chris Curtis is going to touch you, it is going to be lights out. That dude has real power, and he will carry that through 3 rounds. So I'm Chris Curtis all the way. I'm going to continue to put money on him until someone proves that they can out wrestle him, and nobody has done it so far. Maybe Jack is that person, and if it was, I'll gladly
people
eat
have
my
done
words.
it so far, just not in the UFC.
Right? Yeah. It's just I'll gladly eat my words if Jack is able to out wrestle him, but nobody's done it yet in the last few fights. So after this, Chris Curtis, if he beats Jack, you got to give him like a top 5 guy. He's running through everybody at this point. You got to give him a top 5 guy, and we might see Chris Curtis fighting for a fucking title or something. Seems crazy, but the guy steps up, man. He raises his hand, and this is what the UFC loves, man. When people just step up, raise their hand, I'll fight anyone, and he beats them all. You got to love the action, man.
I've become a Chris Curtis fan. Not that I was not a fan, but I've definitely been swayed for sure in his last few fights, stepping up. But that can catch up to you. Stepping up on short notice is not always a great thing, especially it's on the other side of the world. There's a big time difference. He's coming off a 3-round fight that was kind of a war, and he was getting poked in the eye. I don't know if there was damage, no damage. So there's a lot stacked against them. A lot stacked against them. Anyway, $8,000 to $8,200, pick your side. It's that simple. That's basically a pick 'em in DraftKings. Very, very rarely will you see 81-81. I think we've seen it like 3 times. So pick your side. You think Chris Curtis comes in here, puts up solid numbers, defends the takedowns, lights up Jack Hermansson on his feet? Great, $8,200, solid price point. You think Jack gets those takedowns? We have seen Chris in the PFL get taken down and held down. We've seen it. And if you think Jack Hermansson's able to do that, I don't. His takedowns are not good enough, but then Jack Hermansson might be a solid pick there. And poor Jack Hermansson, not to get off topic, he was supposed to fight Darren Till, who can be taken down by my daughter. And now he's fighting Chris Curtis, who has phenomenal takedowns.
I'm not gonna stand for the Darren Till slander.
Okay,
this actually kind of worked out for Jack as well, because he was about to fight the best striker in UFC history in Darren Till, and now he's fighting, the best boxer in UFC. So his game plan shouldn't have really changed. I mean, the game plan is to take strikers down. So we'll see. But Darren Till, the best.
The game plan didn't change, but the takedown.
The opponent got a little worse. The opponent, Darren Till, obviously.
Listen, you love Darren Till, but UFC. Let's acknowledge Chris Curtis has better takedown defense than Darren Till does.
No. Darren Till.
You want to blow the guy's striking, great, but to pretend he's a good, fuck off.
No, I mean he had a torn ACL against Brunson.
Okay, I know. It's just nobody.
He had a torn ACL versus Derek Brunson. Darren Till will be the world champion.
Very good. Congratulations.
He's going to beat Chimaev for the title. His boy.
Monkey Knife Fight strike line 88 to 72. It may be a more. Jack Hermansson put up some real numbers in that Strong Strickland fight because he could not get the takedowns. This might be literally exactly that. Can't get the takedowns, ends up striking. He's a busy striker, ends up being more because they're just slugging it out. What do you think?
One of the good things that Jack did against Sean, which didn't really affect Sean because he's not like a real movement type guy, and Chris Curtis really isn't a movement guy type either. I don't know if I just fucked up that sentence, but he was attacking Sean's front leg, and I think that's if you can't get the takedowns, that could be a real path to victory for Jack to really slow down and that power of Chris Curtis with that boxing style, heavy on that front leg. So as far as the monkey knife fight, it probably is a more situation.
Yeah, I do. I think that is as well. So weonpicks.com/MKF. They will instantly match your deposit. It's daily fantasy. It's fun. It's easy. It's an app on your phone. It's a website. All you need to do is say more or less in the strike line. They'll match your deposit. So take the free deposit match. Play some of these lines. I like the more here. If you want 50 free bucks, WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our betting partners. Make a deposit. We send you 50 bucks. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. We just send you $50 literally as a thank you for supporting us and our partners.